Hey everyone, hi there. So I found this very interesting article which basically talks about setting up interactive filters on the UI builder, which means that if at all, let's say we have a certain data visualization, let's say like this, counting the number of incidents with a certain priority or something, then this article talks about applying a filter of this sort where we have a drop down using the filter component and selecting a certain value in this dropdown will apply that filter onto any visualization that is present over here. Now, as part of this video, what I plan to do is I'll be doing a slight hack to this article. And what I'll do is by the end of this video, I'll show how to create a visualization, something like this. Now, the unique part about this visualization is it picks the sys ID of the incident which I've opened here directly from the URL, and it will automatically apply that sys ID onto this filter, sorry, onto this data visualization as an input, and it will show the values. And I'll be doing this through a slightly hacky way. I hope this is informative. And if there are better ways to accomplish this, please do let me, know in comments, etc. So let's get started. So first, let me navigate to UI Builder and its service operations workspace that I'm working in. Let me search for record, and this is the variant which I have created, in which the visualization is currently present. However, this variant was a copy of the original, which is record SNC. Now, I'll make a copy of this record SNC and I'll create a new variant freshly, and I'll work with that. As you can see, this guy is just read only. I will duplicate this variant and let's call it record SNC. Let's name it data visualization 2, create. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So looks like there is some incident already open over here. That's fine. So what I would like to do over here is, I don't know why these guys are opening. So let me just take one incident number over here, and let me just set that guy as the default guy that loads for me, so that I would see how an incident which is like this of this SID will be rendering. So at the moment, this is the scenario that we have. Oops. This is a contextual sidebar, and on the left side, it's right here. Right before this, I'll first add a layout. Uh, Let it be of the flexbox type. Let me push the contextual sidebar into this. And now right before the contextual sidebar, I'll add the data visualization. And let me set this guy to a donut type. Now, let's say for the sake of this demo, I'll show the task SLAs for a certain incident. Let me add this to the source. And the metric would naturally populate as count task SLA. And let me group these SLAs by the SLA definition. And this is regarding the visualization, and the important part which we need to leave as it is to follow filters. And pretty much that'll be all with the visualization. Now, before visualization, right before this, let me add a filter component. And the filter component, let me pull in some of the details of this filter component, which I plan to demonstrate. So for this, the table would be the task. Here we have the task type, and I'll not select a field. And the data to filter would be now whatever filter I would apply onto this, right? I want that to show up onto this task SLA dashboard, right? So let me select the task SLA table over here. And I want this filter to apply onto the task field. Let me apply this and save. Now, this is with regard to the configuration to be done on the filter. So now let me add some details which were mentioned in this article here. What we are now supposed to do is we're supposed to create a client script which contains this code, and the responsibility of this code is that I'll be invoking this code whenever we make any change to the filter. And whenever a certain filter is applied, this script will blast that filter conditions across the UI Builder page. And whatever visualization that we've added, that will be absorbing this filter. And whatever conditions have been set in this filter, they will be applied to the visualization. So let me demonstrate that. And let's call this apply filter. And let me add the code over here and let me just format it. Now for this code to work, right, onto this client script, I must add a client script include. And the client script include that I'm interested in is mergePARFilters. And as we can see, it's right here. I've added this guy. Now I click on apply. I click on save. Okay. So we do have a filter ready. Let me just label this guy as task and save. So now what we've established is the architecture, or the system here that we've established here is this is the filter. Mm, Upon setting a certain value over here, uh, it will invoke certain events. And now I think if I just simply refresh the page, the events will show up over here. To this, I must select the filter applied event handler. To that, I'm supposed to apply this the apply filter client script. Now that will invoke this apply filter client script, and it will blast the filter across this page, which will be absorbed by this guy over here. Let me just refresh the page. hmm Here I select the filter, and yep. So we have the filter applied event already present over here. Let me click on add event handler, click on client scripts, and at the bottom or in the middle, I find apply filter. Let me hit continue. Let me hit add, and I save this. So this is the first part of my demo. Uh, so far, we've followed the instructions which are mentioned in this article by Hemant, titled Set up interactive filters on the UI Builder. Let's go ahead and test this out quick. Oh, before this, I must make sure that I flip this page variant to the top. So let me add an order of -200 and save it. So this would make sure this page variant is flipped to the top. So now this is the variant that will be actively, you know, visible in the workspace. Perfect. As you can see right now, this is an incident form page, and this is the drop down, and this is the data visualization. Now I do have the choice to copy this incident number and add here with the task drop down. So if I click on apply, the client script that we wrote gets invoked, and that script blasts the filter across this page, which will be absorbed by this dashboard over here. So now this is not bad. I want to make a slight hack to this such that I'll be able to utilize, the sysID of incident, which is passed as the page property in order to apply, that sysID directly as a filter to this. And I would want this incident, task number to be set to the correct value by default, and this guy to be reflected over here. Now, let me tell you how you can actually set in a default value to any filter. Now, let me select the filter component. As you select the filter component, right? If we scroll down, we can see this field called as default value. But for some reason, when I'm trying to set this default value, using the page properties, props, and the sysID, right? Somehow this is not really working for me. I've tried this approach. Ideally, as far as my understanding of UI Builder is concerned, this was supposed to work, but I'm not entirely sure why this technique does not work. So I have found a hack rather to be able to populate a certain default value to this dashboard. Um, so let me discuss the hack with you. So right now we have this. Where is the apply filter client script? Here it is. Let me format this. So we do have, this event, and this event payload. From the event payload, we pull out the apply filters, and the apply filters value is, sent across the page using this line of code, right? So I thought, you know what, why not in here? I'll directly pull in the page sysID, and I'll manually create this or basically using console log statement, I could figure out what this event payload was. And I made a certain tweak to that event payload, and I've decided to pass in a newly formulated JSON with the value which I want onto this applied filters. So let me pull that code out for you. Mhm. And this is the code. So this is a big JSON blob, which gets generated internally whenever we apply a certain filter. And now the values field over here. Now this is the one that contains the sysID of the page. And what I went on to do is I modified the values field and the values array and its first element, which is the only element, I assigned the value of the page sysID using the API.context.props.sysID. And now this filter JSON is something that I'm blasting across the whole page. And this is what helps me apply the filters. Now, there is also a slight modification that I would suggest. In addition to adding that piece of code over there, um, I would recommend invoke this code at the body element. So select the body element, go to events, and we have the page ready property, right? Page ready uh, event. To this, I would suggest attaching. Wow, the add handler button is kind of hidden over here, but I could hover my mouse over there and I could discover it. So go on to the client script and select it, hit continue, hit add, and hit save. Now the arrangement that we have made is the moment the body element loads, which is basically as the page load is done and if the page is ready, it will invoke this client script and the apply filters client script. It will just capture the SysID from the page, create a filter event payload, and it will blast the event across the page. And we would expect that event to be, absorbed by this dashboard. And as a result, uh, the dashboard should take in the SysID as a filter and filter out values accordingly. So let's see if that works. Let me load this page. Looks like it's working. So let me, to test this better, pick another incident, the 9005, let's say. And yes, so here we see this incident has a different view than this one. And yep, looks like it's working. Now, a few final finishing touches I would recommend is first hide this um, filter component here since it's not super useful anymore. I would go to the filter component, choose a component visibility, select hide component, and click on save. And second, I would love to go to the visualization, and I would deselect show filter icon, and also deselect enable drill down, just to add a few slight visual touches. And as I refresh this, we can see this dashboard looks slightly clean. There's no filter icon available, and these components at the moment are not clickable. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys liked it. This video was both a walkthrough of what was done in this article, and in addition, and also a walkthrough of how to, by means of script, apply a deeply customized, filter onto any visualization. I hope this was helpful. And in case there are any other such community articles which you guys would like uh, for me to translate into a video like this, I'll be super happy to do so. Please post it in the comments. And thank you all for watching. And as a YouTuber's cliche goes, like, share, and subscribe. So thank you so much. You have a good day.